My goal is financial independence. I'm starting with a low income in an extremely high cost of living area. I am married and I have one child who is 15 months old. These are my daily decisions and the daily challenges and struggles that I go through. So recently we had a bit of an event. So my sister came to visit for my mom's birthday, and there was some upheaval in my daily routine. And I was thinking about the decisions that I make on the daily that keep me pointed in the right direction, heading in the right direction. So recently I became debt free. And again, credit card debt free. This just happened last month. Because for 12 years, I had been credit card debt free. I dug myself out of $17,000 in consumer loan debt way back when I graduated college. I racked up the debt and then I got rid of it in 2.5 years, making roughly $30,000 a year. That's my story. And I went back into debt for the wedding when I got married in 2022. And then just recently in October, I made it out completely debt free. So I am back to this point of living debt-free, and I am realizing that there are decisions that I need to make and remind myself on the daily that I am making, because I know that there comes a point when I have to decide and keep reminding myself why I'm deciding to do what I'm deciding to do, because my sister was up and we had an awesome time as a family. And I got into some habits when my sister was visiting, and it would have been very easy for me to continue these habits if I haven't been keeping track, which I am. So, for example, one of the challenges that I go through on the daily is, and it's such a common thing, but cutting out that morning coffee to go, right? That expensive coffee. So when my sister was here, I got in the habit of grabbing a quick coffee. We stopped at Quick Check on her way up on picking her up from the airport. And it was such a good time. We were like walking around with the little one and like getting what we wanted and picking out what to eat. And it was fun. And then we went to Dunkin' Donuts once the next morning to get coffee. And we had coffee here at the house. It was just at that time easier to go and grab something to go, which, I mean, not much easier because we live kind of not far away, but you have to get in the car and drive. So we went grocery shopping and we did not eat out once other than my mom's birthday dinner. So on the whole, we were making smart decisions, but we went out to eat. We got takeout, or we got drive-through morning coffee twice. And as I was heading back into I was getting back into my weekly routine, and I was heading back to my mom's, and I thought, oh, it would be really nice is a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. And I'd gotten that over the weekend because I went in to see my mom again, and I was like, oh, I just really wanted it. So I treated myself. It was $7 for a large iced coffee and 2 donuts, because the donuts were so good. We got the raised glazed donuts, and they were so fresh and just really, really good. Like, I was shocked. These were just regular Dunkin' Donuts, and they were so delicious. So I wanted them again. So I got them again. And I'm thinking this is exactly how it starts. This is how that sort of lifestyle creep, $7 for coffee here, $5 here, $20 here, $15 here, $50 here, and it adds up, and before you know it, you're spiraling. And I'm like, that ends now. So I was driving in to my mom on a Tuesday, and I'm thinking, absolutely not. I have coffee at home. I'm going to make coffee at home. And it seems like only a $7 savings. It is so much more than that. It is a decision to live below my means, again, to continue to live below my means, because this is sort of a vote in favor of the life I am building for myself and my family, a life of abundance. And so I listen to Ramit Sethi, and he gets on people for saying, oh, they want to provide for their family. And I want to be very specific in what I want to provide for my family. I want to provide income generating assets. I want to provide a college fund of $100,000 minimum by the time my daughter goes to college. These are the targets I have in my mind. And it continues by staying out of debt and avoiding those tiny things. It starts by making my coffee at home and avoiding that $7 Dunkin' Donuts coffee, because it's not important to me. That is not important to me. Getting iced coffee in the morning is not important to me. What is important to me is building long-term wealth. So that is something that I continually remind myself. And I need a refresher and a brush up every morning. I say every week, every day, I need to remember why. I want to remember why I'm doing this. So again, it's these moments of stress. This is something else I've noticed, is that these reminders, I need these reminders in moments of stress, be it positive stress or negative stress. So the holidays are coming. It's November. Next week is Thanksgiving. We have Christmas around the corner. For here in the US, for a Judeo-Christian background, your holidays may be different. So I also want to remember that, because we're going to be traveling. We're going to go down to Delaware for the holidays. And I know when we go to Grandpa's house, we tend to get Wawa, and that's at least $30 a trip. When we go on road trips, we sometimes pick up fast food, and that adds up as well. That actually is important to me, being able to stop at I'm gonna say a roadside stop for concession and grabbing something on a trip. The convenience of that is important to me. But I also realize that if I planned ahead, I could get snacks that we all enjoy for a third of the cost that are cheaper and more readily available. So if I pack things like cheese sticks and beef jerky and pretzels and chips, things we don't have every day, that cost a little bit more at the grocery store, but a lot less than Shake Shack on the way. There is something to be said for the convenience and the treat of getting Shake Shack on a road trip, right? So there's that trade-off. But again, I really want to remember what's ultimately important. So would it be helpful to hear some numbers breakdown in terms of what is most important, and again, the daily decisions I make, and that it's a privilege to make these decisions and to feed my family healthy food that's not processed. That on a daily is, yes, that's important. So I just put in an Instacart order for pickup, which is completely free, and I get 2% cash back when I use my credit card and then pay it off every month. So that is something that I do. So I am planning, buying, preparing, serving, and cleaning up after home cooked meals 80% of the time. That is what I do on the regular. That is, again, a daily decision that I make on a modest income in a very high cost of living area. I buy my groceries in New Jersey because it's cheaper than buying them in Manhattan. This is something that I do on a daily. And a member of my husband's family was like, "Oh, you guys really like Popeyes, don't you?" And I'm like, I took that personally, because I'm like, no. What we really like is saving the money, buying, serving, preparing, cleaning up after home cooked meals. That's what I really like. And my husband's like, "Don't worry, you get credit for making meals at home." And I'm like, "Thank you. Yes, I do get credit for that, because that is something I'm doing for my family's long-term, both health and financial future." So that is a decision that I make on the daily. And remembering that that's important. That's something that's important that we do, that I am happy to do and feel privileged to do, and just remembering that is ultimately, these are the daily steps I take that lead me in the direction of increase, that lead me to preserving my lifestyle of freedom from debt, and ultimately lead me to freedom of time. So that's what I got for you on my daily decisions on a low income toward financial independence. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know what you're doing on the daily to lead yourself and your family toward financial independence. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching. Bye.